you're watching NewsX and I'm Shivani Singh. This Christmas, the skies over Nigeria's Sokoto state weren't filled with carols, but with the roar of American Tomahawk missiles. In a move that has rewritten the rules of engagement in West Africa, the United States military carried out deadly and powerful strikes against IS-affiliated camps. But while the explosions were clear, the diplomacy behind them is incredibly murky. On one side, Washington says that it is stepping in to stop a Christian genocide. On the other hand, the Nigerian government says that's not happening. Yet they still gave the US the green light to strike. Today we are unpacking why Abuja is saying no to the narrative, but yes to the bombs. The catalyst for these strikes came straight from the top. On December 25th, US President Donald Trump announced that at his direction, the US was targeting IS scum who have been viciously killing innocent Christians. The US administration has been sounding this alarm for months, designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern. The narrative from Washington is simple. Christians in Nigeria are facing an existential threat, and if the Nigerian government won't protect them, the US will. But here is where it gets complicated. The African Union and the Nigerian Ministry of Foreign Affairs have been pushing back hard. They argue that labeling this as a Christian genocide is an oversimplification. They point out that the primary victims of groups like Boko Haram and ISIS West Africa are often fellow Muslims in the north. To Abuja, this is about terrorism and land disputes, not a holy war. So if they disagree on the why did they agree on the what? Well, the answer lies in a group called the Lakurawa, an ISIS Sahel affiliate that has been creeping across the border from Niger into Nigeria's northwest. They have been kidnapping school children, seizing rural territory, and acting as a shadow government. Nigeria's military is overstretched, fighting bandits in the west and insurgents in the east. Sources say that the Tinubu administration realized that they couldn't stop the Lakurawa expansion alone. By agreeing to the US strikes, Nigeria gets high-tech American air power to do the heavy lifting that their own air force struggles with. They are essentially trading a bit of their narrative pride for a massive boost in kinetic security. And to save face, the Nigerian government has been very careful to frame this as a joint operation. Foreign Minister Yusuf Tugar has confirmed that he spoke with the US Secretary of State Marco Rubio twice before the missiles flew, ensuring that the official statements would emphasize terrorism over religion. But the reality on the ground in villages like Jabo and Ofa is one of shock. Residents describe the sky glowing red and their homes shaking. While there have been no reported civilian casualties, the guns-a-blazing approach promised by the US has left many Nigerians wondering if their country has just become the newest front in a sustained US military campaign. So what's the takeaway? Nigeria is performing a delicate balancing act. They are welcoming the US military as a partner to stay in power and secure their borders, even as they reject the very labels that the US is trying to justify the intervention. In 2026, the question won't be whether the strikes worked, but how much sovereignty Nigeria is willing to sacrifice to keep the tiger at bay. Thank you for watching.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.